Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan on Tuesday headed to Sunik Province of Armenia in top secret. He was accompanied by a large number of security forces, including nearly 2,000 police officers and National Security Service Special Division officers. Syunik is the most challenging province in Armenia for Pashinyan following the last Nagorno-Karabakh war, when some of the territories have been handed over to Azerbaijan. Some of the villagers have lost their homes and lands, and most of the villages are now bordering Azerbaijan, thus forming dangerous circumstances for the residents. On Wednesday morning, Pashinyan started his visit to Sunik Province's various towns. In most of the large towns, he was greeted with cursing and whistles. Residents were calling him a traitor. In all these towns, he walked with the population, hearing the people's hate speech towards him. Once, he got off his emotions as he fired back to a resident who called him a capitulator of the land. There are reports that Pashinyan has instructed the NSS to detain the organizers of these protests against him, and there is official information that a criminal case has been initiated over these incidents. The Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, PACE, has discussed the Armenian POWs issue on Tuesday afternoon. Most of the speakers urged Azerbaijan to hand over all POWs and captives to Armenia. Portuguese delegate Paulo Piscu said Azerbaijan is not fulfilling the commitments assumed under the joint statement signed on November 9, 2020. French delegate Bernard Fournier in turn noted that the European Court of Human Rights has called on the sides to implement the provisions of the Geneva Convention during and after the conflict. Another French delegate, Alexandre Louis, said the tragedy in Nagorno-Karabakh, Artsakh, won't end so long as people are in captivity. Louis added that Armenia respected the agreement over the release of all POWs, whereas Azerbaijan refused to release nearly 200 Armenian POWs. According to Louis, this is a clear violation of international law, particularly of the Geneva Convention. Meanwhile, Council of Europe Secretary General Maria Pechinovic-Buric called on Armenia and Azerbaijan to engage in dialogue. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Armenia, Anna Nagdalyan, has responded to the statement by the President of Azerbaijan on, and we quote, returning to Zangezur after 101 years, end of quote. President Ilham Aliyev has declared that the creation of the Zangezur corridor is fully in line with the national, historical and future interests of Azerbaijan. We will implement the task to create the Zangezur corridor whether Armenia wants it or not. If Armenia wants it, the issue will be solved easily. If it doesn't, we will solve the issue by force, Aliyev told AZTV. Nagdalyan in turn noted such statements seriously harm regional peace and stability. They show that the recent statements of Azerbaijan on peace and reconciliation are false. Azerbaijani soldiers continue to fire shots near the villages of Sunik Province, the human rights defender of Armenia, Arman Tatoyan, noted on his Facebook. During the visits to these villages, incidents were recorded by both the locals and the heads of villages. According to them, the shots are heard day and night, he noted. The presence of the Azerbaijani military poses a threat to the physical safety of the villagers, Tatoyan added, noting that the creation of a buffer zone is required for the protection of the rights of the peaceful civilians in Sunik Province. The body of an Armenian soldier has been found hanging from a tree. It was found near the military unit, the Armenian Defense Ministry reported. An investigation is underway. As of Wednesday morning, 1,033 new cases of the coronavirus were confirmed in Armenia, and the total number of these cases has now reached 210,518 in the country. Also, 25 more deaths from COVID-19 were registered, making the respective total 3,944 cases. The number of people who have recovered over the past one day is 583, and the total respective number so far is 190,271. During a conversation with NEWS.am, spokesperson of the Armenian Health Ministry, Hripsime Khachadarian, said a 34-year-old pregnant woman had died from the coronavirus, but she did not provide more details.